Welcome to the Estate of Blue. This is my homestead. A little background to my story. I used to live in a condo downtown in a high rise. It was wonderful. And after COVID, I decided, hey, I need to learn how to grow my own food and learn how to can and preserve and be ready if the SHIT occurs. So I bought a small place, well, relatively small, about 5 acres, and it was literally just a house with a lot of grass and kind of a forest area in the back. So what you're seeing now is a walk-in tour of the area. I've grown melons, cantaloupes. I have squash growing. It's been so much fun, but it's been a lot of hard work. And my friends, some of them have encouraged me, hey, you should start a YouTube channel. People want to know how to do this because this is really solo gardening. I do this by myself. I occasionally get help from friends and family, but everybody's lifing. So I'm out every day, about an hour or two in the morning, doing my thing. And I'm really enjoying it. It helps me stay focused, organized, and active. I'm a retired military person, and I really need to move around because I have all the aches and pains you want to name from being in the military for so many years. So this is like my Zen space. This is my happy space. So as we go through the video, I'll start talking about what you're looking at. This is Jimmy Red corn. Jimmy Red corn is a corn that you can grind up to make grits. They say it makes the best grits, so I'm trying to grow a small patch to see how it goes. Also, you can make whiskey with it. Now, I'm not into distilling whiskey, hadn't considered it, but I definitely am interested in the grits since in the South, grits and shrimp are a thing. I have beehives, and one of my goals, I'd love to have an apiary where I can take my honey and sell it and give it to my friends and family. So you'll see I have a lot of flowers planted. Some of my favorite flowers are sunflowers, zinnias, violets. I have knockout roses in different places. And I just really enjoy it. It was difficult to start this planting because usually you get a lot of dirt and you lay it out and you organize it. Well, my situation is budget. I really want to learn how to garden on a budget. So what I did was I watched a guy called David the Good, and he does a gardening type that's called the food forest. And so you'll see a lot of cardboard around in my area because you lay the cardboard down and then you order wood chips from a place called chipdrop.com. And then they'll bring the chips. You lay out the cardboard, you put the chips on the cardboard, and you give it time, and it breaks down because the wood breaks down into dirt. And voila, you have dirt, and it's free. You just really need to be patient doing it. Now you're looking at a fig tree, some peaches. Those are tomatoes and squash. That's a little garden that has a bed made in it. It's an old bed frame, and I spray painted it, and I called it Blue's Flower Bed. So it's bright red, and you'll see all kind of flowers and everything coming out of it shortly. Those are netting. When I plant my things, what I do is I put netting across it so that I could keep the critters and the bugs out until my seedlings grow up and they can kind of take care of themselves. These are wild raspberries and blackberries. Here are more sunflowers. I have squash down there at the bottom, and inside of that white bed, there is a whole gamut of oregano, and I generally go out maybe every 3 or 4 days, cut out some oregano, and bring it in the house and dehydrate it. You know, oregano is expensive. And like I said, I love to cook. So it's so wonderful having to grow your own herbs and spices. I really enjoy it. Like I said, it's a Zen thing for me. More sunflowers. And there's the famous red bed. There's a tulip tree, knockout roses, wildflowers. I use cow panels as support and T-post. They're relatively easy to put together and they help support the plant life. This is an almond tree. I planted this about 3 years ago, and now it's over 11 feet tall. Understory or beans, bush beans. First time I've grown the bush beans. It's been interesting because they're all pretty and everything, but man, you got to get down there and pick them. Now that nice green patch over here at about 12 o'clock are purple hull peas. I really enjoyed them. I learned about purple hull peas from a gentleman named Farmer Willie. I used to get food from him, and I really enjoyed it. I said, hey, I've got to grow some of those purple hull peas. So here we are. It's my first patch. So wish me luck. Beautiful leaves, beautiful greenery, more peas. This is a pecan tree, Pawnee pecan, and then there are Dakota pecan trees because you need both of those to pollinate. Now further down are my absolute favorite beans. They're called Great Northern beans. You know, the white beans. So that's a nice patch there, and I'm hoping that they really turn out well. You pick them and then you dry them, or either you let them dry in the garden and then you pick them. I'll figure it out. I'll research it. But this is part of my food forest. So it's pretty unconventional. It's not organized in rows. Here's a magnolia tree. It's a small tree. They use it for medicinal purposes. And now you're looking at a peach tree. More beans. There's the wood chips that I was telling you about. Now this is the right side of the area. This is where I plant all my wildflowers for the bees. You have to feed the bees. The first two rows, well, they kind of look like rows. These are purple and green asparagus roots. I've planted those, I think maybe about 2 months ago. So with asparagus, let me tell you, you plant it and you just eat them forever because they're perennials and they will grow and grow and grow. And I love asparagus. My friends love asparagus. So I'm really looking forward to it. So I mixed in, you'll see sunflowers, wildflowers, that's squash. There's a sprinkle of amaranths, that little red plant, zinnias. You'll see the wood chips throughout. That's amaranth. Isn't that beautiful? You can take the amaranth and dry it and have it as tea. More flowers. So when you're gardening, it doesn't have to look all perfect. You know, the goal is to get the food in the ground, get the seed in the ground, get the food growing out of the ground. That's what you want to do so you can harvest, preserve it, and enjoy it. You're living off the earth. It's a wonderful thing to go out and pick up your own cucumbers. Now, those are beautiful strawberries. I ordered those strawberry roots from Amazon, and then I picked some up from Home Depot. This is a fig tree. I love figs. I've killed probably about 4 trees. This is the Olympian fig. It's supposed to be really good. I have about 4 of them out there now. This is a butterfly bush. Great pollinator flower. It's really pretty. It draws a lot of butterflies, bees. And here's a collection of sunflowers. And look at Mr. B in there doing his thing. I like to grow sunflowers for the bees and the birds. If you let the sunflower dry out, it'll feed the birds when it starts to get cool. So I'm really trying to take care of nature and allow nature to take care of me. This is the side of the house. It's a little small garden where I've just sprinkled several things, mostly wildflowers. I have a couple citrus trees over here. You can't see them. They're really small. And I have black water barrels in the back. So in the wintertime, if you put the water barrel next to the plant and string some Christmas trees lights around it, it helps keep the citrus trees from freezing. There's a persimmon tree. And over to the left, you'll see is goldenrod. Now that's a very beautiful plant and herb. Here are more bush beans, and this is a persimmon tree that I planted. And there's Blue's headstone. That's a pear tree. A little sugar cane, more squash. That's an apple tree. Another apple tree. That's the back of the pear tree. More figs. I almost killed this fig with the weed whacker. Thank goodness it made it. This is goldenrod. It's right in the back. Right in the beginning of fall, it's going to be full of beautiful yellow flowers. You can harvest it and dry it and make teas with it. Here are my ladies, my chickens. Oh my goodness. I just gave them some food scraps. I just invested in some osterlarks. The chickens you see here are about the second generation. So only one more generation for these chickens. And then my little osterlarks will take over. You'll see them pretty soon. They're really scared of everything. They just take off running when you walk. There they are up there at the corner. They're running around, loving life. You'll notice that I have a lot. Oh, there are my quackies. You see that right there, those little kiddie pools? That's a sub pump. So you know ducks, they clean themselves in the water. So that's great fertilizer. What I do is use a sub pump the water out of the kiddie pool every day and fertilize my plants with it. I absolutely love my ducks. They are the cutest, funniest things ever. Look at that waddle. Oh, they have the best duck egg. My Tamook rabbits. Hey, Mr. Big. How are you today? This is my sire. I call him Mr. Big. He said, I'm chilling, Mommy. I'm just chilling out. It's hot. These are the 3. They're almost ready to be processed. They're so cute. But they always say love the breeders. Don't get connected to the growers. These are my growers. Here are my other set of growers. It's 5. They're not quite ready. I primarily use the rabbits for meat and for fertilizer, so I do process them humanely. I'll do a video on it later in the series. This is my pretty lady right here. She's the mama. Hey, pretty girl, what you doing over there? Hi, how are you today? You doing okay? All right, she's a little camera shy, but that's all right. This is the back of the garden. That's kusha squash and a little sweet corn. There are some more sunflowers and cucumbers here in the back. More sunflowers. Did I tell you I love sunflowers? Those are cucumbers. Beautiful zinnias, I believe. A lot of lush green. These are pole beans. They're growing up the cow panel trellis that I put together. Tons of bees hang out back here. I often will see hummingbirds. They are so tiny and beautiful. More squash. This is basil. Basil, so delicious. You can make pesto with it. More squash. I cut the basil, and I use the basil also because I grow tomatoes and squash back there. And what happens is the basil is such a great deterrent of those really nasty hornworms. They are attracted by the smell of the tomatoes. This is a watermelon patch. That's Miss Bliss. She's hanging out with mommy, helping me garden. Yeah, that's the backside. More squash. That is a winter squash hanging there. More flowers. And a lot of times I'll get the netted bags once a fruit or a vegetable starts to grow, and I'll surround it because I don't want any critters to get it or any kind of bug to eat it, or maybe a wild rabbit will get in there. So I put those net bags there. I cover the melons too. Beautiful greenery, and I attribute all of this greenery to the fertilizer from the rabbits and from the ducks. Those are more squash that I have in pots. You can plant in pots. You can plant in bags. Those are my raspberries. I have 3 grow beds of raspberries. They're red raspberries and black raspberries. More squash. These are in grow beds. Look at that. Isn't that yummy? It'll be ready in about 4 days, that little squash. I fertilize everything with the rabbit droppings and the water from the ducks. And I tell you, fertilizer is so expensive. It is so very expensive. And this is how I save money. These are flowers in the front of the house. More melons. Those are cucumbers. More sunflowers. I love sunflowers. I'm so glad you're taking this tour with me. I hope you're enjoying it. I really wanted to do YouTube after my friends were like, you need to do this to share this knowledge. So I'm going to start a series of videos with different things, like some of the things I do in the morning, when I can, when I make sourdough bread. I'm going to make short videos. So I welcome you to subscribe to my channel and enjoy. Hit the like button. Send me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. I was in the army. I have thick skin. That's okra. I am so excited about the okra. I love okra. I wasn't sure if it was growing. That's banana. I'm growing banana trees and I have a greenhouse. So I will definitely do a tour of the greenhouse in the series. And the pictures you're looking at now are just kind of like the beginnings of vegetables growing and the beginnings of sunflowers growing. That's a kook. Isn't that a beautiful cucumber? Pull it right off, throw a little salt and vinegar and a tomato too, and you have a salad, organic, right out of your garden. That's a melon, and those are the netted bags that I was talking about earlier. I ordered those from Amazon. These are garden beds. This is Blueberry Lane. I have a section of the food forest on the other side of the house. These are all blueberries. I have figs over here, and I have a couple of trees over here. I tried to grow some watermelons, but they didn't take in this area. Not sure why. I planted potatoes and I planted garlic, and I think the heavy rains here in the south made my potatoes and my garlic rot in the ground. But my blueberries were fine. This is a bonfire peach tree. I named this one Sheba after my aunt, who I love so much, and all of my wonderful cousins in Tennessee. I also dedicate this video to my friend Yvonne, but I tell you, she was on me. Do it. You can do it. People need to see it. Do you know how much YouTube I look at? I'm like, yeah, I look at a lot of YouTube as well. So I was like, let me take a stab at it. So I'm stabbing at it. That's my propane tank over there underground that's connected to the greenhouse. That's corn. That's a red sweet corn. So I am praying that it grows, and I'll be able to show you when I harvest this corn. It's supposed to grow 2 cobs on the stalk. That is a maple tree, Japanese maple. My friend Jean planted that for me. Hey, Jean. Love you, girl. I've tried to grow avocado, and I've killed at least 3 avocado trees. I bought the cold hardy. It seems that nothing is working. I have cinder blocks over there around the chicken coop because when I tell you there are predators here, there are coyotes out here, raccoons, possums, hawks. I have netting all around the chickens because let me tell you, everything wants to kill and eat your chicken. It's not just you. Everything wants to do it. That's the compound. My ducks and chickens live together in harmony. Well, at least I haven't seen them fighting. This is a Carolina coop. I had this built when I moved here. It was a little on the high side. That was kind of a splurge for me because I wanted them to have a safe place. And the greenish that you see inside of the chicken and duck compound are alibi persimmon trees. And then there's a olive tree that popped up. I think maybe the birds dropped the seeds. And there's a Mr. Rooster. I don't name any of my birds because I just can't keep up with him. But he is always out inspecting and checking out things. Let me tell you, if a hen hollers, he's running. They're such great protectors of their flock. I really admire the rooster. They're the babies, the little ostelarchs. They're supposed to be prolific egg layers and really wonderful meat chickens. We process our own chickens as well. So often we'll buy a whole flock of maybe 100 chickens, and between the 3 families, we'll process them and split them up. The last time we did, each family received 27 chickens for the deep freezer, or should I say freezer heaven. Thank you so much for joining me on the EOB walking tour. I certainly hope you've enjoyed it and that you will subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and comment. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day.